Hello, all my crafty people out there. It's time for our weekly project. If you haven't been here before, my name is Stephanie and I upcycle clothing. Generally things I find at my local thrift stores, sometimes estate sales. And today we're going to be marrying a couple of pieces that I locally thrifted. The first is this chambray / denim looking shirt. It's got pockets. It's got the little western lines here. It's nothing fancy. It's a nice shirt. It's in good shape. I probably paid about $3 or $4 for it. That's usually what I pay for the shirts. So we've got this. And then we have this unusual piece. It looks to me almost like a wedding dress, but it's this beautiful sheer fabric with these embroidered flowers on it and the little sewn on pearls. Now I'm not sure if I paid $8 or $7.99 for this or $1.50. So I probably got it for $1.50 on the sale day on the weekend. But I have an idea. So if you want to follow along, like, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll catch y'all at the table. Okay, here are our two pieces. We've got the chambray shirt with the sort of western style to it we're going to be using, and then this dress. And it is really pretty. It is classic Korean designs, and this is size large. Obviously not in the United States, but I have plenty of fabric here to work with. And the good thing about this particular piece is it doesn't have a seam in the front. It has seams on the sides, which is fine, and one seam in the back that goes up to the zipper. So we're going to be able to utilize that and make this work, I think, pretty well. But I want to make sure, obviously, first that I have enough fabric in this. I do have enough this way, but I want to make sure it's wide enough, and if it's not, we can add to it from other parts. So let's cut this puppy up first, and I think the best way to start might be back here. We're just gonna have to cut this out from the zipper. Okay, here I am cutting the lining out. And it wasn't complicated, but I started from that zipper and moved my way over the shoulders. Then I took the zipper out. I don't know if I'll ever reuse it. It's a nice zipper, but, you know, at least I got it all out in one piece. Then I just used the scissors to cut up that back seam and finish opening it up. I wasn't going to seam rip it. Okay, everybody, we got the dress open, and I literally, after I took the lining out, I just opened it up down the back. So we're going to use it in the same manner as far as being on the shirt. So the next step, obviously, is to take apart our shirt. Now this is the part that's interesting, for me at least. It's going to be a little challenging. I want to keep the collar, the shoulders, and the arms, and the pockets. The pockets are a squiffy moment, but they're pockets. I am not keen on these darker buttons. I may have to change the buttons out, but that's a last minute thing. So really all I want to do is take out the body of the shirt and leave, of course, the placket as well. So taking out the body, front and back, and leaving the placket is where I'm going. Yes, I will have to wear a tank top under this, but that's okay. That's kind of what the plan is. So my next question is, how am I going to sew these together? In other words, do I need to leave like a seam allowance around the edges that I'm going to cut out? And I'm thinking yes. Safer than sorry. You know, we're going to have to leave something there for it to connect to, and I would prefer to connect it and maybe then be able to tack it back behind the original seams. So let's get to cutting. Okay, the real question I had here was just how much seam allowance. So I actually ended up leaving about a 1/2 inch all the way around. I just cut out the piece that I really didn't want to have anymore, which was the middle of the shirt. Went all the way around the arms and over the back. Again, trying to keep that 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm not perfect, but you know what I mean. Okay, this is a lot of fabric to work with. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's long and it's cumbersome. So I'm going to cut the top half of the bodice off since we're not going to be using that at this point. And I'm going to try and follow the lines and just kind of, keep it straight up here. And then we'll be using the bottom half because it's the wider portion anyway that we'll need. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start in the back. And again, all I'm cutting off is this top half here. It's real pretty, but I don't think I'm going to need it. So I'm just going to go along and cut the flowers out. I'm going to preserve them. Obviously, they could be used for another project. So you never waste. Okay, I've decided I would half my trouble. In other words, kind of like when we were cutting the circle, folding the papers in quarters. Well, I folded the shirt in half. So this is the two front sides folded together. And they're wrong sides together, but that really doesn't matter to me because we're just using this as a pattern piece. And they fit pretty well together. There's a little bit of difference because obviously I hand cut this, but not much of a difference. And the main thing I'm concerned about is getting this armhole and getting the basic shape for the top. I may leave the top until we sew it together as far as the complete accuracy of it. But when I put the dress over this, and of course it's also folded in half with the side seams matching, I think we're going to be able to get this to work. It's going to be a little squiffy, but the lace or the tulle that this embroidery's done on is a little stretchy, so I think we've got it. And I don't need the full length down here. When I had the shirt on, this shirt was really long on me, so I'm cutting off, you can't see, I'm cutting off the rounded part from the front and the back. I don't really need that. I'm not cutting it off, but I'm not adding it to this pattern piece. So let me finish pinning, then we'll cut and see if we can assemble this shirt. Now, yes, it's going to be a little wider on the sides, which I mean, that's just going to give me a little flowy fullness. I think it'll be cool. We're going to give it a try. Now, I pinned it, obviously, to keep it in place. It was kind of tough to pin. This stuff's really loose, but all I really needed to do was pin the top. I didn't need to pin the sides or anything like that because that's the shape I needed to work on. And of course, I pinned the sides anyway, like a crazy person. But, I figured out later I didn't need it. Like I do everything else. Yeah, I'm checking there. Finish pinning. And I think I'm fixing to cut it. Oh, now I realize, I didn't need those pins after all. Yeah. Fun times. Now I'm going to get my scissors. We're going to cut this up. I think I'm going to have to go back to the other side. Yep. And I'm leaving another 1/2 inch above what I'm cutting here as far as pattern goes, just so I know I'm going to have plenty of fabric to loop up underneath that excess fabric. Make sure it's secure. I didn't want it to be short by any means. But I did cut it roughly in the right shape. Just make sure that you give some extra room. Okay, there's one little trick to this piece of fabric. It's got pearls on it. And most of the pearls are in no way in the way. They're fine. But these little bad boys up here are. Just this set. It's about 7 of them. Maybe 8 with that one. I'm not sure. I might not need to take that one off. And this one, there's none in the way. But Because I think there's only pearls on the front, which means there will only be pearls in the back, which I don't have a problem with. But they're not sewn on. I don't know if you can see this, but they have this little metal prong. It's like they're pronged into it. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm sure this is a fancy way of doing it. So what I'm having to do, I had to go out to the shop and get some cutters from my husband so I could take these off. And they're nice and sharp when they come off. But that's the only way I'm going to get these bad boys off. So let me take the rest of these off that I need to. Leave the ones that I don't need to. And then we'll get to pinning it to the actual shirt and see if we can sew it together. Okay, I've looked at this a couple different ways. At first I thought I might sew it right sides together and essentially the seam would be inside. And I could do that. It's a little more complicated because I'm reversing the angles. But I really like this fringe look on the outside. I don't need it to look finished per se. I like the fringe look. So I'm going to sew it like we have so many times before underneath. And I'm going to sew in this, I'm going to stitch in the ditch around the edge. And then I have the option to clip this closer if I want, or leave it and let it fray a little. It's chambray, so it will fray a little, but it's not going to be extreme like denim. And I think that'll be a much better look. So I can actually fit all of this underneath this remaining seam allowance that we left open all the way down the front through the plackets. And then we'll see how it looks. I think I'm going to start in the back though. I just feel like I need to start in a center point, and the back is the only thing that's really got a center point since we cut everything away. So I'm going to start back here. Again, I'm going to sew this underneath my the remaining seam or edge that I left outside of the seams and go all the way around. So let me start pinning so we don't get too far off kilter. And I'll probably double stitch it because of this stuff. It's tulle. It'll hold up. I don't have a problem with that. I just want to make sure we don't lose it. Okay, here I am pinning it. And that 1/2 inch that we left on both the tulle or lace and the shirt is coming together perfect. It gave me plenty of room to make my seam. So, and oddly enough, the tulle didn't have a lot of stretch, and it stayed in place perfectly. So this is just me putting 1,000 pins in lace that doesn't want to hold them. And here I am sewing it down. The trickiest part was the armholes, which was to be expected. But you just had to make sure you kept turning it, flattening it, lifting your needle, and giving it plenty of space. And of course, arranging the fabric on the machine 20 different ways. But it came together in the end. Okay, everybody. I think it turned out pretty cute. I'm super excited. You could do so much with this. You could use any kind of lace, even if you wanted to use just plain fabric and change it out. I'm wearing a little taupe colored top under it. Could wear any color you wanted if you wanted the top to show, the white, whatever. I did change out the buttons. These are a little long. I'll probably roll the sleeves. But the buttons were ugly and they needed to be changed. So, got to do that. I didn't think y'all wanted to watch me do that. So, again, hope everybody enjoyed it. Oh, and I didn't put the pockets back on because I didn't want to cover up that pretty embroidery. So, we'll use the pockets on something else. Anyway, by all means, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And I will catch y'all on the flip side of our next project.